Every time I remember walking around Egypt, I'm still a little awestruck. The place is just soaked in ancient history. 7,000 years. It's wild to think about.
Honestly, everywhere we turned, I felt like I was stumbling onto a story from a history book. It's not just landmarks, it's the streets, the markets, even the regular neighborhoods. There's this constant reminder that pharaohs and queens used to walk right here.
Exactly. And then you finally spot the pyramids of Giza in real life. I don't care how many documentaries you've watched, it's never the same as standing right in front of them. They're so much bigger and just more mysterious than I ever expected.
The pyramids honestly blew my mind. Plus, being the only surviving ancient wonder, that alone makes you pause and soak it all in. But what really stuck with me is how Egypt feels like a living museum, not just ruins behind glass.
That actually reminds me, I was shocked how much more there is outside of Cairo. Luxor totally changed my view of Egypt. It's like the ultimate open-air library of ancient treasures.
Exactly. Walking through Karnak Temple or the Valley of the Kings, it felt like history was coming alive all around us. I still can't get over those massive columns covered in hieroglyphs. Photos don't even do them justice.
And Aswan had this totally different vibe. The colors, the laid-back energy, plus all the Nubian culture. It's such a peaceful contrast to the bigger cities.
And after all that, nothing topped sailing the Nile at sunset. Cruising in a felucca, watching the sky turn gold, it was pure magic. Makes you realize Egypt's got so many sides beyond just the big monuments.
Speaking of surprises, can we talk about the food? I wasn't prepared for how good and downright addictive Egyptian dishes are.
Totally. Koshari is my new obsession. Layers of pasta, rice, lentils, crispy onions. It sounds intense, but somehow just works. Honestly, I could eat it every day.
I had no idea their falafel is made from fava beans. It changes everything so much lighter and crispier than what I'm used to at home.
And the street food scene. Grabbing fresh snacks from a market stall, chatting with the cooks, it makes the whole meal feel like an adventure. Plus, it's super affordable, so you end up trying way more than you planned.
What surprised me most is how friendly everyone is. Like, people actually go out of their way to make you feel at home.
Absolutely. And it goes beyond just being polite. Even if someone barely spoke English, you could sense genuine warmth and curiosity. My favorite was being invited for tea by complete strangers. That kind of hospitality stays with you.
It's such a community-focused culture, too. Families hanging out everywhere, kids playing in the street, neighbors sharing food. It's that sense of connection that really makes you feel like part of the place, even if you're just passing through.
And the respect for elders, for guests, for tradition. In a lot of ways, it's what makes Egypt stand out from so many other destinations. You don't just see the culture, you actually experience it with every interaction.
Funny thing is, before going, I mostly thought of Egypt as ancient temples and deserts. But the country's got a whole modern, adventurous side too.
Seriously, the Red Sea blew me away. Hurghada and Sharm el-Sheikh have these insanely blue waters. I never expected Egypt to have world-class snorkeling and diving, but the coral reefs are just unreal.
And then you've got desert safaris, sandboarding, relaxing on the beach after a morning exploring ruins. It's kind of the best of both worlds, history and adrenaline.
It left me feeling like Egypt's a place you could visit a dozen times and still have new adventures every trip. There's just always something more to discover.
Honestly, Egypt just kept surprising us. Every day felt like a new chapter, ancient history, vibrant food, the friendliest people, and then suddenly you're snorkeling or riding camels at sunset.
That's what I loved most. It's not just a checklist of monuments, it's the feeling you get soaking up all those different experiences in one place. Egypt isn't just a trip, it's an adventure for every sense.
If you've been thinking about visiting, just go for it. Don't wait. Egypt's the kind of place you'll talk about for years.
And hey, if our stories got you curious, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. We've got plenty more adventures coming your way. See you on the next trip.